Hi everyone, now I want to tell you about mining. Um, Mining is a process of adding transaction records to Bitcoin's public ledger of past transaction, and the mining ring is a colloquial metaphor for a single computer system that performs necessary computation for mining this legal of past transaction is called the blockchain as it as a chain of block. The blockchain serves to confirm transaction to the rest of the network as having taken place. Bitcoin nodes use the blockchain to distribute legitimate Bitcoin transactions for attempt to respend coins that have already been spent elsewhere. Mining is introducedly designed to be a resource investigate and difficult, so the number of blocks found each day by miners remains steady. Individual blocks must contain a proof of work be considered valid. This proof of work is verified by other Bitcoin nodes. Each time they receive a block, Bitcoin uses the hashcash proof of work functions. The primary purpose of mining is set the history of transaction in a way that computationally uh, impacting to modify by any one entity by downloading, verifying the block, uh, verifying the block, the ordering of the event in Bitcoin. Mining is also the mechanism used to introduce Bitcoin into the system. Miners are paid any transactions fees as well as a subsidy of newly created coins. These both servers the purpose of the disseminating Ucoin in a decentralized manner as well as motivated people to provide security for the system. Bitcoin mining is so called because it resembles the mining of other commodities. It requires externals and it slowly makes new units available to anybody who wishes to take part. An important difference is that this simply does not depend on the amount of mining. In general, changing total miner has power doesn't change how many bitcoins are created over the long term. The computationally difficult problem mining a block is difficult because the SHA 256 hash of block header must be lower than or equally to the target in order for the block to be accepted by the network. This problem can be simplified for explanation proposed. The hash of the block must start with a certain number of zeros. Uh, the probability of calculating a hash that start with many zeros is very low. Therefore, many attempts must be made in order to generate a new hash. Each round nonce is increasable. See proof of work for more information. The difficult matrix, the difficulty is the measure of how difficult it is. The difficulty to find a new block compared to the easiest it can either be. The rate is recalculated every 216 block to a value such as the previous 200 have been generated in exactly one fortnight to week. Had everyone been mining at this difficulty, this is expect yield uh, on average one block every 10 minutes. As more miners join, the rate of block creation increases as the rate of block generation increases. The difficulty rises to complexity, which has a balancing of effect due to reducing the rate of block creation. Any block released by malicious miners that do not meet the required difficulty target will simply be rejected by the other participants in the network. Reward when a block is discovered, the discoverer may award themselves a certain number of Bitcoin, which is agreed upon by everyone in the network. Currently, this bounty is 6.25 Bitcoins. This value will help every 210,000 blocks. See controlled currency simply. Additionally, the, the miner is awarded the fees paid by users sending transactions. The fee is indicative for the miners to include the transaction in their block. In the future, as number of Bitcoin miners are allowed to create in each block's dwindles, the fees will make up a much more important percentage of mining income. Hardware FPGA module user have used various type of hardware over time to mine block hardware specification and performance statics are detailed on the mining hardware compressing page. GPUs mining. Early Bitcoin clients version allowed users to use their CPUs to mine. The advent to GPUs mining made CPUs mining financially unwise, as the hash rate on the network grew to such a degree that the amount of Bitcoin produced by USP mining become lower than the cost of power to operate a CPU. The option was therefore removed from the core Bitcoin client's user interface. GPU, GPU mining. GPU mining is drastically faster and more effective than GPU mining. The main article why a GPU mines faster than CPU. Verified of popular mining rights have been documented. FPGA mining. FPGA mining is very effective and fast way to mine, complement to GPU mining and drastically outperforming CPU mining. FPGAs typically consume very small amount of power with relevant high hash retirements, making them more valuable and effective than GPU mining. C mining hardware compression for FPGA hardware specified and statics. That's all. Thank you for watching. Bye.